Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. I am in Bangkok, Thailand right now, where I'm about to meet my friend for lunch. But I'm not just here eating, I'm also here working because I have on me, let me take it out of my little fanny pack, Huawei Mate 60 Pro. So I'm gonna do a camera comparison between the Huawei Mate 60 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's not all, against the other American giant, the Pixel 8 Pro. So I'm gonna meet my friend for lunch right here. So let's just grab a standard main camera shot first. Main camera. You can see that the iPhone image is darker than the Pixel and the Huawei Mate 60 Pro, but you know, a brighter image doesn't mean it's better, it's just different color signs. But then when you zoom in the Pixel peep, you can see you can't really see inside the restaurant anymore, and the iPhone image is so dark. And the Pixel image looks good at first sight, but then when you look closely at down the bottom of the shot, it's actually really noisy. When you look at the Huawei shot, it's just cleaner. And also an ultra-wide camera. Okay, for the ultra-wide, the first thing you'll see that the Pixel's ultra-wide probably has the best balance in terms of exposure. That's because, you know, Google's doing a lot of computational photography right here. Again, the iPhone and the Huawei shot, it's really dark down here inside the restaurant. And the Huawei shot, annoyingly, my finger got into the frame because the Huawei Mate 60 Pro's ultra-wide camera is down here. So it's just a poor position. Over there, I don't know if you can see, it's a Thai temple. So let's do a zoom into that temple all the way out there. So I'm gonna do a 20x zoom of all three cameras. Okay, for this 20x shot, we can see that again, the colors of the Pixel image just pops more than the other two. But then I think Google did it, you know, dialed up the contrast a little bit. These two images are probably closer to how the scene was in real life. When you zoom in a little bit, neither of these three shots look that great when you zoom in this close. So I know this is not the most scientific test because I'm walking, holding a camera with one hand and also holding a smartphone with the other. So there's gonna be a little bit of, you know, different alignments between each shots. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take multiple images with each camera and then pick the best one to compare. And yeah, it's not the most scientific test, but I'm trying my best. If you enjoy real life out in the real world camera tests like this, please subscribe to my channel because I do one of these every time there's like a major flagship camera phone coming out. Coffee's here. What did you end up getting?
The same.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So this is my friend Mr. Yarn right here. So we're gonna test backlight photo dynamic range HDR with all three cameras. So
A little bit more open. One, two.
okay, right here we can see that all three of these cameras prioritize different things. We can see Huawei prioritized my face, kept it like well lit, almost a little bit too much. Everything else around me is overexposed and there's like this glow around my face, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer these two shots better. Keeps the vibe a little bit better because remember, we're shooting against harsh backlight. Huawei Mate 60 Pro video. Huawei will do a 4x zoom, a little bit of a digital crop. iPhone 15 Pro Max video. 5x zoom. The Pixel 8 Pro video. So this is like fusion Thai cuisine. This is Thai style, but then there's also Western influence like a baguette that you dip into the egg. And there's a Thai condiments which includes spicy pepper flakes and sugar and fish sauce, I believe. So right here we can see the iPhone image is again the darkest. It has the strongest contrast. I actually think the iPhone shot looks better here because again, this is how the scene looked to my eyes at the time. And here is another 1x shot into this building right here. All three shots look excellent. Look at the details in the cloud. The exposure is on point. And then this is a zoom shot. So 3.5x on the Huawei, 5x elsewhere. Unfortunately, this dude walked away by the time I snapped this photo because I wanted to get the same dude in all three shots. But you can see details are really good. All three of these zoom lenses so far are quite impressive. I do like the contrast in the iPhone image the best. Okay, I'm gonna take a zoom shot into the police station logo because it looks pretty nice. We'll do a 10x zoom. From afar, all three of these 10x zoom shots look good to my eyes. It's really noisy for some reason. The iPhone and Google did a better job. Okay, right here we have an ultra-wide image. Huawei Mate 60 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro Max, Google Pixel 8 Pro. All three of these are excellent, and to be honest, you really have to nitpick to pick a winner. It really comes down to just opinion and taste. Are you watching main camera 4K 30? And 4x. watching main camera 4K 30 footage. Zoom. You're watching main camera 4K 30 footage. Zoom. It is so hot right now. You're watching Mate 60 Pro front-facing camera, 4K 30. You can also switch out to a wider field of view. So this is Mate 60 Pro main camera. It is really freaking hot right now. Okay, iPhone 15 Pro Max, main camera, still very hot obviously. I'm sweating my ass off right now. Pixel 8 Pro, 4K footage. Really loud right now. You know, Thailand is loud all around. How do I sound? Okay, right here is another main camera shot into a very contrasty scene. Again, the iPhone kept it a little bit darker than the other two. But then look at the details in the clouds, man. They look so good. I think if I had to pick, I probably like the Pixel 8 Pro's image the best, but by a hair. Very little over the Huawei. I think the iPhone image finally, from right here, it just looks a little bit gloomy. I think these two pop a little bit more if you post it on Instagram. We have a portrait shot with all three phones. So the Huawei Mate 60 Pro's portrait uses the telephoto periscope zoom lens, whereas these two are using the main camera and digitally cropping in, because both of these phones zoom lens at 5x zoom is just too long for portrait. You zoom in, you can see that the Pixel's image, it's very soft here around my friend's eyebrows and hairline, whereas in the other two is a little bit better, but then obviously the Huawei portrait is the best because it is using a dedicated telephoto lens. You have better bokeh too. Obviously this is also artificial bokeh too, but there's a little bit better background compression in the Huawei image because it is shooting with a real telephoto lens, whereas these two are shooting with a wide camera and digitally zooming in. Okay, here I'm inside moving taxi. This is a zoom video, and I'm gonna pop out to the main camera, and I'm gonna do this with the other two phones too. I think all three cameras did a pretty good job, but I think the Pixel's 5x video looked the most crisp, but then the Pixel stabilization is the worst of the three. Okay, so we have a beautiful sunset. Let's just grab some shots here with every focal length. Okay, ultra-wide image here. All three of these did a good job. Again, the iPhone keeps the shadows the darkest. I mean, at this point, nothing new. Right here, main camera, you can see Huawei and the iPhone's contrast is a little bit stronger than the Pixel. We can see that the Pixel generally will use computational photography to brighten up images a lot. Right here is a zoom shot. iPhone and Pixel is shooting at 5x. The Huawei is shooting at 3.5x. These are all really good images. You really have to nitpick to find a winner. Right here's a selfie. I have no opinion. I generally hate taking selfies. I don't have a face for selfies. I don't care about selfies. So your call. Okay, so you're watching low light footage with the Mate 60 Pro right now. I mean, relatively low light anyway. There's a lot of cars, but you know, the street itself is pretty dark. So watching low light footage with iPhone and Pixel right now. I mean, relatively low light anyway. The street is pretty dark, but then, you know. So watching low light footage with iPhone and Pixel right now. I mean, relatively low light anyway. The street is pretty dark, but then, you know. Okay, the first thing I want to mention is that the Huawei Mate 60 Pro snapped this image just like that, automatically, whereas the iPhone and the Pixel needed to turn on night mode. So you can see that the Pixel actually has a little bit of motion blur with the motorcyclist because it needed to turn on night mode. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro will probably do a better job. It has that variable aperture too that can get as fast as f1.4. So the most wide open aperture that can take in the most light. Moving on to the ultra wide, again, all three of these did a pretty good job. I think the Pixel, you see a little bit of blown out highlights and soft details right here at the edges. I think the iPhone and the Huawei's are better than the Pixel. This is a 10x zoom shot. All three look pretty good, but you see noticeable noise, whereas the Huawei image is clean. I mean, look at it. Right here is main camera, and we can see all three images look very different. Google, again, used night mode very liberally and brightened up the shot a lot. I don't like this at all. I think it's way too bright. I think it comes down to these two. Again, the iPhone image is a lot more natural, but I think the Huawei image probably finds the happy balance between keeping 100% natural and dark and then artificially brightened. Okay, right here I'm using the zoom lens to take a photo in my Airbnb at night with the lights off, so it's a very dark scene. And we can see that the Google Pixel image probably looked the best here, but the Pixel also took the longest. It needed like a 2.5 second night mode. Okay, so like I said earlier, this is not the most scientific test. It's more just like a, hey, I'm out and about, let me take some photos for you guys to examine. You guys don't have to agree with my opinions. You guys can hold your own, because ultimately what makes a good image is subjective. Now, I know the Huawei Mate 60 Pro is a very controversial phone. It's a very divisive phone. But for the rest of you guys who just care about good tech, I think it's awesome that all three of these phones have really good cameras. And particularly the iPhone 15 Pro Max has improved so much. Because even a year, 2 years ago, I would always rank the iPhone cameras below the best Android. Like I thought the best Huawei, best Xiaomi, best Pixel just beat the iPhone. But the iPhone 15 Pro Max has improved a lot. And you know, a lot of reviewers are going to call it the phone of the year, and I probably would not disagree. Although I personally like the Pixel 8 Pro camera the best of the three right now. My favorite camera overall is still the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. And if you ask why I didn't bring that phone out for testing, it's because I only have two hands. You know, carrying three phones and a camera is already difficult enough. I can't carry another phone, you know, like it's just too much work. But if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of these tests and I will do more, including probably the Xiaomi 14 Pro very, very soon. So please stay tuned. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.